needs that he falls into heedlessness and depravity. Such people are few whom Allah praises in the following words: men whom neither merchandise nor selling diverts from the remembrance of Allah. 2828. A number of methods are taught by Quran to avoid heedlessness, and the best among them is the 5 times daily prayer. The Almighty Allah says, "And keep up prayer for my remembrance." 2929. Prescription. We must try to ensure that whatever we see, hear or receive through the use of our organs should not be harmful to our soul. But how can we know whether it is harmful or not? Well, the Islamic Sharia has informed us that we must act on a perfect reason and the divine law. We must abstain from every activity that causes spiritual ills. We must perform every action that is beneficial in getting rid of the diseases present in our soul and cause the soul to scale greater heights of perfection. Materialist man has no spiritual cure. Physical diseases are such that can be perceived and recognized by the 5 senses of man. The Almighty Allah has provided their cure in this material world itself that man can obtain if he tries well enough or experiments on them. The cases of spiritual diseases are different. The soul itself cannot be perceived by man with his 5 senses. The soul is not a material thing. Thus its diseases too do not have a material base. A layman cannot diagnose these spiritual diseases. It is beyond human capacity to have complete control over the working of the soul. Apart from this, no man is aware of the secrets of the soul and the cure for spiritual ills. The Almighty Allah says regarding this that He has chosen a few persons and gave them the information of these unseen matters. He has appointed them as spiritual doctors and guides of humanity. And Allah appointed the Prophet Muhammad as the last prophet as the chief of all these holy personalities. The prophets are like the shepherds for the people. They are the guides in every aspect of life. Our prophet is the leader of these prophets. He is the first and the last in this affair. The Almighty Allah has bestowed a favor on humanity by sending him. Certainly Allah conferred a benefit upon the believers when He raised among them an apostle from among themselves, reciting to them His communications and purifying them, and teaching them the book and the wisdom. 30. Here the word purifying indicates the purging of all types of spiritual diseases from the heart, the details of which are being presented in this book. It is well understood from this verse that the aim of sending prophets is to illuminate the human hearts by the light of wisdom, to purify the soul from every uncleanness and to embellish them with all the great virtues. The Messenger of Allah himself states, "I have been sent for the perfection of morals." Quran, the message that bestows life. The book sent by the merciful Lord through His exalted Prophet contains natural and spiritual laws. It has the message of life and teachings that enliven the hearts. The Almighty says, "O you who believe, answer the call of Allah and His Apostle when He calls you to that which gives you life." 3131. And is he who was dead, then we raised him to life and made for him a light by which he walks among the people, like him whose likeness is that of one in utter darkness whence he cannot come forth. 3232. O living heart, you do not know who is a dead one. A corpse is one who does not remember Allah. 33. The Holy Quran says, "Whoever does good whether male or female and he is a believer, we will most certainly make him live a happy life." 3434. The hearts, which are dead due to disbelief and hypocrisy, turn to belief in the real life if the solid proofs of Quran convince them. Thus it is this Quran, which is a cure for the hidden ailments, and a healing for what is in the breasts. 35. At another place the Quran says, "Say, it is to those who believe a guidance and a healing." 36. And also, "And we reveal of the Quran that which is a healing and a mercy to the believers." 37. Thus the Holy Quran is the absolute cure. It cures the spiritual diseases of its followers. It is a clear mercy too. It bestows its believers with well-being, health and fortitude. It teaches them to acquire good morals. It commands them to live peacefully in the society and obtain its benefits. Refutation of a wrong notion. Due to lack of knowledge, some people say, the sins of the heart are such that they are committed widely. They say that it is not possible for human beings to escape them. Therefore it is not our duty to avoid them. That is, it is not necessary to avoid them under the law of Sharia. Hence there is no divine chastisement for such things. Some people also say, these are only moral teachings and it is not certain whether they are prohibited by Sharia. A wrong notion. The sins of the heart are those improper thoughts that often occur to people. It is not possible to prevent them from occurring to us. Therefore such matters do not fall within the purview of religious obligations, and they do not carry divine chastisement. However, there is a difference between the sin of the heart and thoughts. The sins of the heart are such that one can prevent them from entering one's heart. If they are already present in one's heart, they can be removed, while thoughts cannot be prevented. For example, you see a Muslim man at a wine shop. A thought comes to you that he is an alcoholic and he is there to purchase wine. This thought has entered your heart involuntarily. Now it depends upon you to give this thought a permanent place in your heart. You begin to think bad of the person and label him a drunkard and a transgressor. Thinking bad about a Muslim is a sin of the heart. If you desire, you can at once realize that it is a satanic instigation. You can justify the circumstances of that man. You can say that, perhaps he has come for some other important errand. Maybe that he is waiting for someone. You can rid your heart of evil thoughts by finding such justifications. Or for example, you see someone having possession of a new bounty. A thought strikes you immediately. Why did he get this bounty? If you at once realize that it is a satanic thought and by the light of your faith and knowledge you discard it from your mind, there would be no sin on you. Involuntary thoughts are altogether among the forgiven deeds. Whenever a thought like this occurs to you, you must at once say to yourself that Allah has given him these bounties. It is according to divine wisdom. 2. Object to a divine act is equal to disbelief. Allah is having the power to give a similar or better bounty to me also. Single quote. However, if you give a permanent place to this thought in your heart and wish that the person loses that bounty, you become afflicted with a sin of the heart, namely, jealousy. Or for example, you have been hurt by a word or action of another person. Now it is possible for you to ignore it, forgive him, or to take a suitable revenge. But if instead of this you become inimical to him and you hurt him more than he has harmed you, you shall be involved in the sin of the heart that is known as malice. Thinking bad of someone, jealousy and malice, as you have seen, are such things that find a permanent place in your heart, and it is within your powers to allow them to settle in your heart or not. It is also up to you whether you let them remain in your heart or throw them out. A passing thought, even if it is based on disbelief, is pardonable because it was involuntary and there is no sin for it. To be cautious of satanic whisperings is a sign of belief. It is mentioned in Usul al-Kafi that in the time of the Messenger of Allah the Satan put an evil thought in the heart of a person. He said, "Who has created you?" Allah, replied this man. "Who has created Allah?" asked the Satan. This person was very aggrieved and worried due to this thought. He came to the Messenger of Allah and said, "I am finished," and then he narrated the details. The Holy Prophet said, "By Allah, this is pure belief Iman." That is, since he feared divine retribution, it showed that he was cautious of the Satan's whispering. Therefore it is a proof of belief in actual belief itself. There are many traditions in Usul al-Kafi that imply that there shall be no punishment for unsuitable thoughts. These narrations state that one can avoid evil thoughts by reciting, La ilaha illallah, there is no God except Allah. Another tradition mentions a command to recite Allah's remembrance by saying, Amana billahi wa rasulihi, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We believe in Allah and His messengers and there is no power and might except by Allah. Our discussion so far has shown us that the sins of the heart are the things that remain behind in the heart and we have control over them. They are not like passing thoughts. This book shall prove the illegality of each of these sins from the point of view of Islamic law. There is no other way. The cure of spiritual diseases and the well-being and health of the heart are not such that some person